Wholesome Roots. Well, it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day today. Sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and flowers are blooming. Always gotta take a moment to stop and smell the flowers, right? Titus is finally big enough that he doesn't fit through the holes anymore. Can you believe that that big dog used to fit in between these holes and sneak his way out, even though these horizontal strings are electrified, the vertical ones are not, so I can touch those. He would just squeeze out them. He didn't care. But he's become pretty content down here with Khaleesi during the day. And Khaleesi is very happy to have a playmate. He has had a few run-ins with climbing on top of the tractors. As you can see, they're kind of messed up now. I mean, not messed up beyond use, but just kind of not as perfectly formed as they used to be. But he seems to be doing better with that as well. Hopefully, cross your fingers. We do still bring him in the evenings, as we don't know how he would do out here at night if he would try to escape to get to us. Plus, we kind of enjoy having our puppy time. He's become a really great companion for us and the boys. So he comes in the evenings and cuddles on the couch with us. So he's kind of a hybrid between a livestock guardian dog and a pet, but it seems to be working out okay so far. A lot of people say that they have to be one or the other, but we're experimenting. We're seeing how it works to have him as both. The quail are doing great in their new cage setup. They love it. It's working great. We still got to get our dust baths added, but we'll get that at the next feed store run. Good morning, fancy girl. Hi, my sweet baby. You're always the first one to pop your head up and say hi to mommy, aren't you? I just wanted to show you. I got all of my supplies in here in the cabinet now. So, all of my supplies for the goats or chickens. It's kind of all the medicine that we use here on the farm. So, mostly herbal stuff, of course, and then some copper and calcium, very important in pregnancy with goats, and Vetricin for wound care and Blue Coat for wound care, the vitamin B complex and iron when it's necessary, probiotics and selenium. A lot of it's stuff that we use mainly when we have a goat that's down or a goat that's pregnant. So like the calcium drench would be something that we would use, or the Tums if we had hypocalcemia. We have some bloat treatment for emergency bloat. We have CMPK for emergency goat pregnancy hypocalcemia issues. So just a little bit of everything. It's good to have more on hand than you need and not need it. Even though we do everything as naturally as possible, there are still times when you need to pull out the big guns if necessary. So in the house, in the refrigerator, I keep penicillin. I have 1 dose of Banamine. Banamine is a pain management or fever reducer for goats. And then I have the tetanus antitoxin and the C&D antitoxin for enterotoxemia. So we do not vaccinate our goats with the CD&T vaccine, but we know that if they were to come up with enterotoxemia or tetanus as a result of the choice to not vaccinate, that we'll be able to treat it. We'll be ready to treat it at least. Even when an animal is vaccinated for those things, that doesn't guarantee that they're not going to catch anything. In fact, most times they catch it anyway, even if they're vaccinated. That's part of the reason why we chose not to vaccinate, not to mention the chemicals that it would be putting into our herd that we are trying to avoid. But we're responsible enough to know that because we're not vaccinating especially, we need to make sure that we have those antitoxins on hand. I don't like having to use them, but just like we learned, even when you do use them, you can still lose a goat, like we lost Willow. And terotoxemia acts very fast, and you've got to be watching for signs of illness in your goats at all times. It's often said of goats and sheep alike that they are born looking for a way to die. And the reason why is because they do not show any signs of sickness or weakness until it is too late. If they aren't feeling well, they're gonna hide it from you. You're not gonna know unless you're looking closely at your animals every day and you know their personalities, and you see personality changes long time before you start to see any symptoms like going off of food or changing of temperature or body condition. Often you're going to see personality changes before any of those other symptoms start to show themselves. And often once they're showing those symptoms, it is really late in the game and you've got to act fast to get that animal well again. Proper herd management is the most crucial role in keeping your animals healthy, especially if you've chosen the natural route. If you've chosen not to vaccinate and not to use chemical dewormers, you have to boost the immune system. I very highly recommend rotational grazing. And you need to give your herbs weekly. You cannot skip a week. And you need to stay on top of it. You need to examine your animals closely and know what the signs are that you have to be looking out for. I'm going to make a video, link it right here, about natural parasite control in your herd. I've been a week gluten and sugar free, and I've been 3 days on the really strict diet and taking supplements. And I was told by a lot of people that I would feel better after just 3 days of this. The sad reality is, for me, I feel worse. Generally my symptoms kick in the afternoons after 3 o'clock, and that's when I'm at my worst. Well, yesterday morning I woke up with lots of the brain symptoms, not being able to talk clearly, dropping things, like my hands weren't working the way I couldn't do 2 things at once, which normally should be okay for somebody to do. This morning I woke up feeling quite similar and even worse as far as how my body feels. My body feels really yucky, almost flu-like, and I feel like I'm wearing a diving suit that's covered with electrodes, and it's zapping my skin all over and squishing my skin tight, if that makes any sense at all. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you're probably experiencing autoimmune issues yourself and you completely understand. For those that don't, I'm sorry. You're lucky. Ryan says he thinks that it's because my body's releasing a lot of toxins, like that the toxins are finally able to leave and that they're being cleaned out, and I'm feeling the effects of that. I hope that's right, because I want to feel better. And I know that feeling better is not an overnight thing. I just, yeah, this is going to be a hard enough struggle if I'm not feeling good. But if I were to start feeling good, this new lifestyle would be easier if I felt okay, if it made me feel better. Anyway, one crutch that I have not released from my diet that I don't plan on releasing just yet is, sorry, Kitty ran out of food. Yep, is the fact that I am still drinking my coffee in the morning. I'm not drinking as much coffee. I've reduced it quite a bit, but having a farm to take care of in the morning and milk these goats and get them out to pasture and feed them and take care of all of those things, there's no way I could do it at the energy level I'm at without the coffee. If I have 1 cup of coffee, it gets me up, it gets me going, and allows me to do my work. I'm hoping that I can let go of the coffee because it does cause inflammation. I don't want to have it in my diet, but in the same breath, until this diet and supplements start to work and I have more energy, it'll be hard for me to let go of. So I'm hoping that within a few days or a few weeks, my energy will be improving and I'll be able to let go of the coffee as well. Go on! Come on! Go on! Come on! Go on! Come on! Come on! Keep going! Keep going! Good girl! Good girl! Go find you that hay up there in your shelter, far away from the wasp nest. Good girls. That's my girls. Whoops. Setting up a temporary holder. Here, Hearts, come on, I got you a bowl of grain. Come on, follow Mama. What are you looking at? What about second breakfast, Mom? What about second breakfast? She gets her second breakfast with beet pulp. She's special. You guys have no idea how badly I just want to stop what I'm doing and play in the garden and pull weeds and plant seeds. I'm supposed to be planting seeds already and I'm not. I'm just barely getting done the things that I have to get done. I gotta take care of my animals and I gotta take care of my kids and I gotta take care of myself. So that is gonna be today's focus, even though I wish this was my focus. Unfortunately, I'm still not there health-wise. Well, I got the things that had to be done, so for that, I am blessed. Now I'm gonna go in and fix us a healthy, anti-inflammatory lunch. I think I'm gonna have a smoothie with sweet potato, greens, ginger and turmeric, and some kind of fruit to sweeten it. I don't know yet which one, but it'll be yummy. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill. We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.